Okay, my name is Sharon K. Rawson. I am 73 years old. I was born and raised in Okeem, Oklahoma. I graduated out of high school. I attended some classes, accounting classes, but I didn't go to college. Being raised poor, it gives you a feeling of inadequacy. So I was able to overcome that because I was able to get jobs that people act like you wouldn't get, because it was a challenge to me to better myself. I like doing things for other people. I like helping people. I did all my life. I came here because I wanted to volunteer, and I lost my husband, and so it was real hard for me being home by myself every day. When you're married for a long time and you lose someone, it just, you feel devastated. But by being here, I feel alive. I feel like I'm being enjoyed. I feel like I've got family outside of my family. It's just an inspiration, and I would encourage anyone to volunteer. And so I called here, set an appointment, came visited with them. They put me to work, and I've been happy ever since. At 70 years old, 72, 70, you can't find jobs, and I don't really want to work. I want to help people. And they give me a sense of belonging, of being somebody, and that's the best, because I do feel like I belong. If you want to feel like you're living again, volunteer, because it gives you a feeling that you're alive. You're just alive. Thank you for living united.
Okay. 10.
You started when you were 3, so how many years is that?
7.
Mm-hmm.
From downtown.
Oh.
Okay, come on with that.
No, you tried to get.
Initially when we started, I just thought we were going to be learning more about cerebral palsy and about physical therapy, how to help Bo. Cerebral palsy is when an injury occurs to the brain either before or during the birth of a child, and it affects their body, the muscles, and the way that they're able to use their limbs. But then I realized that LAUW Todd helped my entire family. It taught my husband and I about being a unit, my daughter about being a sibling to a child with special needs, and it also included my parents, my in-laws, extended family, and gave us all more knowledge and patience, and meeting other families with other children. There's other locations that we could have gone to for physical therapy or occupational therapy, which would have been great. They would have exercised him and taught us those things. But we wouldn't have had that family time that LAUW Todd provides. They allow me to come in. I'm able to help with Bo's therapy. I get to learn hands-on training, where other facilities you don't really have that as much. And I wouldn't have been able to learn what I needed to, where I could pass that on to my husband, because he's at work and he's not able to go to these appointments with my son. So we get a family environment and family knowledge of what we need to do to help Bo. One of the challenges that we face that I hadn't thought of before was playground or normal kid time that you would imagine, outdoor activity kind of things. There's a lot of playgrounds that are not ADA compliant, or the equipment isn't. Bo's in a wheelchair, so he doesn't do slides and certain swings and things like this. So there's a lot of playgrounds that my daughter would want to play on or meet friends at that's not really appropriate for Bo and for our family. So we have to outdoor activities kind of cater that more to something that we can all be a part of, but it may not be an atmosphere that has a lot of other children and families in it. It might just be us. So that is something that we've had to change and adapt to.
No, that's all I'm gonna get for today.
Thank you,
for living
United.
My name is Taryn Cunningham. I am 17 years old. I was born in a small town of DeQueen, Arkansas. How I got to the program was I had been staying in a very toxic household, and I wasn't getting the needs that I needed. I had been homeless. This was about when I was 8 years old. I had been going through a lot of domestic violence and abuse, and it had caused me to have problems I didn't really know how to deal with, like anxiety, depression, PTSD. My therapist that I'd seen a lot came, and I wasn't really getting the therapy I needed because my family refused to come and see me. So after they reported neglect, they were like, I think the problem's really at home. So we researched places to stay, and so I picked up an application and like what it had to offer, and I was like, wow. Like, I mean, this is obviously like the perfect place. So it took a lot of work, and once I finally got here, like I came up for my first interview, and I was like, this is beautiful, this is perfect, this is where I'm gonna live. And after that, about 3 days later, I came back and I had my room. Thank you for living united.
So I work at KidSpace. I'm the director of services here, and I oversee all of our service programs. And I have been a social worker for quite some time in the Muskogee community.
I'm James Foppel. I'm an investigator with Muskogee Police Department. I specialize in crimes against children. So children that are physically, sexually, emotionally abused.
People say to us, you know, oh my gosh, you're so wonderful for taking this child and changing her life. And I know other adoptive parents will get what I'm saying completely. It is so the opposite. Like, they change your life for the better. She's just made me more thankful, more humble, more kind, like more giving. I don't know.
She's made our family grow in ways that it's hard to even put in words. Just seeing that our children, the love that they give to her, and the love that she has for her siblings, it's just amazing. She's just such a blessing to us.
The way that Tegan came to us was that I had a prior relationship with her mom. I had worked with her through my role as a social worker. When Tegan was born, she wasn't in a position where she could take her. They ended up asking if I would consider being placement for Tegan. And we're so thankful that we said yes, because it definitely changed our life for the better. So it turned into a longer term thing and eventually to adoption. Now our adoption is final, and her case is closed.
I think it was a neat experience, you know, from working crimes against children to be on the opposite side and be able to take one into your home and just have that side of it, and that experience. I mean, I think it made us grow in ways that we could never imagine, but it also makes us understand and be more compassionate for the families and things that are going through this themselves.
Yeah, Mama. The importance that CASA made for us in our case is that when you have a child in your home that you love and you care about, having a point of contact is so important, because you have questions, you know, and it's different than when, you know, it's just different when you have this child in your home and you don't know the end, you don't know where it's going to go, and you don't know how long you're going to have them, and having the ability to pick up the phone and call somebody and get them on the phone anytime you need is amazing. So having a CASA, I had an extra person. I had another point of contact, someone I could always call, always reach, and anytime I had any concerns about our case, CASA was just on it in a second. CASA helped our case went seamlessly, it from start to finish, and I don't think it would have if it hadn't been for CASA being involved.
Thank you for living united.
Thank you for living united.
Thank you, United.
I'm Haley.
And I'm James.
And thank you for living united.